Fred Film Radio, Venice Film Festival, Italy.
Fred Film Radio, I'm David Martos. We're in the 78th edition of the Mostra di Venezia, and we're here with Oscar Isaac, one of the actors of Sins of a Marriage.
I feel like I need a cigarette and maybe a little brandy.
Yeah, let's relax. Bring on the whiskey. How are you, Oscar?
Good. I'm surprised that I have as much energy as I do right now, because this is the third premiere coming up, third day of press for different projects. I'm also in the middle of shooting something in Budapest that I've been on for 4 months already.
Really?
Yeah, and I have to go back Monday morning and back to work for another month. So, I was a little bit overwhelmed about coming out here, but surprisingly, it's just actually given me energy.
So you're the man of the hour. I mean, do you feel that you are now harvesting many projects and things you've been planting all these years?
Yeah, well, obviously, the last 2 years, everything stopped, and so there's been a bit of a pileup.
Yeah.
So that's also part of why, I'm here with so many projects. But I think not only from a time standpoint, but I think you're right. It felt like there was a moment there where creatively, I had to kind of go inside for a little while, and even though I was still working and doing things and having a good time, there was something that I was aiming towards about, as you said, harvesting. Something that was a little deeper, and I just feel really fortunate that these projects that are coming out now, there's a particular poetry to them that feels like just a new phase in the work.
In the films and series you are presenting here, particularly in Sins of a Marriage, you explore a certain kind of masculinity, I would say, which is really modern. I mean, was it one of the goals of this series, like portraying a man who is a modern man?
Absolutely. I know Hagai, was very important for him. It was a whole it's like, why remake Bergman? And for me, it almost feels more like a revival as far as like theater, Why do you do Hamlet over and over again? Why do you do Chekhov over and over again? Because there's always a new way to reinterpret, especially when something is a masterpiece, and the writing in particular is so beautiful, and the whole film, the series that Bergman did. But there was something interesting about interpreting all those themes again for our time, and part of doing that was flipping the genders and exploring this new modern masculinity.
Yeah.
The idea of someone that is sensitive, that is secure enough to stay home with the kids, and what that means.
And how would you describe working with Jessica? She's a force of nature.
Well, I've known her to be a force of nature for over 20 years. We went to school together.
Really?
We went to drama school. I've known her for a very, very long time. We've worked together before. We did A Most Violent Year together 7 years ago, maybe now. And we've been champions of each other's work for a very long time. So I couldn't have imagined doing this with anybody else. We know each other so well, and what was required in this particular show, it just kind of was really suited to our relationship.
Mm-hmm. And my final one is, we're in the middle of this crisis between cinemas, big screens, platforms. This is going for HBO. How do you see the future of this business, Oscar?
I have no idea. What's exciting about it is that it's definitely a time of transition, and I think that always is an opportunity for new ways of engaging. And so, yes, there's definitely the negative sides of losing that. But for instance, we did a limited series, and we're here at the Venice Film Festival, and we're showing it on the big screen, and that is an incredible surprise. I think particularly the limited series is a very unusual animal, and ours in particular, it's a hybrid between 3 different forms. It has a theatrical element to it, like theater, because we did these long 20-minute takes. We're in the same set. It's TV because it's long form, but it also has the immediacy and the intimacy of a film, and it's an exciting time, I think.
Great. Oscar Isaac, thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you, Fred.
This was an interview for Fred, the Festival Insider.
Fred Film Radio, 24/7 on Fred.fm and smartphone apps.